Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
Hey, welcome to Speed Scene Live, man. We have got a great show tonight. I hope we can get it all in. Before we get into all the action, my name is Lucky. Over here, Diana Might.
Welcome.
Bruce Barker is in charge of all the technical IT stuff. And one of my favorite guys on the show, Donnie Couch of Donnie Couch Productions, a wholly owned subsidiary of DC Productions.
Where's Dar at? Where's Dar?
No Dar tonight, just Donnie. Donnie Sans Dar. And we have got a great guest tonight we will introduce in just a couple minutes. We will be talking to Whit Bazemore about his racing and his current project that he's involved with, and he's got a really interesting one. We are also going to talk to Steve Sherman. Steve Sherman will be talking about match race madness at Verona, and hey, we've even got some footage of Whit Bazemore in action right here.
Dang, look at that. Holy cow.
That's a younger Whit Bazemore.
Yeah, well, you know, there's footage of Whit from 20 and 30 years back. He's been racing so long.
Yeah, well,
so there you go.
And taking pictures that long, too.
All right, hey, I want to mention Donnie, of course, has been busy. Donnie, as you know, you would be the guy to know, on the road, everywhere, and we got great stuff, interviews from around the planet. Hot Rod Bob's going to be here talking about the OCIR reunion, got some great pictures, and as well some great video coming up. Scotty Richardson's going to be talking with us about his long-awaited Gearheads Club. Save money, win free stuff. Did I say free stuff?
All free.
Yes, Gearheads putting racetracks and racers and companies together, which is how this whole thing works, right? And supporting the sport we love in the process. And this one is to be, participated in, be a part of. It's something you can believe in, man. That's the way it works.
Everybody likes something for free, and they love getting a little money. So, you know what? Be a participant in that, and they'll tell you all about it. We're going to have the Lost Pastime Clip show coming up. I'm really excited. As you all well know, that was both Lucky and I racing each other at the Las Vegas Strip track, and it's, the Lost show. But you're going to get to see it here on Speed Scene Live. It was never shown on TV, and we'll tell you all about it and why, but now we get to show it to you. The lawyers have said it's okay.
It's funny. It's sort of like the Lost World, like a Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah. And you know what? Want to let everybody know the SEMA coverage, courtesy of TheFote.com. We're going to have a little bit of that.
Ooh. Unfortunately, a lot of this footage we have of Whit driving seems to be involving crashing and flames. We'll have to ask him about that.
And Speed Scene Live TV goes on our winter break next month. We're going to take the month of January off like we normally do. Please be sure to join us when we return in February.
Nice.
Hey, if anybody's looking for a good deal on a trailer, I got a 42-foot, two-car enclosed trailer, the official Speed Scene Live trailer.
The big green dinosaur trailer?
We're putting it up for sale, so if somebody would like to get a killer deal, shoot us an email. We'll give you all the details.
Right. That's the one that's had my car in it, guys. So, hey, if you want to have the trailer that had Diana Might's racing car in there, you give us a call. We'll get that to you.
Does it come with the car, Dynamite?
No, and it doesn't come with me either. Just the trailer.
Man, you have broken hearts all over the nation again.
All right.
Donnie, why don't you introduce our special guest tonight?
Oh, Bob Beck?
No.
Whit Bazemore. He's on the show. Hey, well, we ran into Whit at the Hot Rod reunion, and he's doing a really interesting project. I'll have him talk to you about that. But, hey, Whit Bazemore, welcome to the Speed Scene Live.
Cool, Donnie. Thanks, man.
Yeah, well, I know you're
cool to be here.
You're doing a little research on Paul Candies. You're going to write a little book about him. So,
wow. And will this involve photography? Because I know that you're an excellent photographer.
I used to be.
Long
time ago.
Back in the old days.
That's how we got into drag racing.
Yeah, it is. It's a good story. But no, the book is it's about Paul. I'm actually not writing it myself. But I'm doing the book, and
you're bringing it together.
I'm bringing it all together and coordinating it, and it's a coffee table book. Some of the best photography in the sport, in the history of the sport, we're going to have. So I'm in the process of putting that all together. And
Donnie has mentioned many times that Candy's had some of the best paint jobs of any race cars out there for that period of time that he was a racer.
Well, that guy, besides that, he had first-class equipment. Guy was from Houma, Louisiana.
From where?
Houma, Louisiana.
I saw. Okay, I won't go there.
Largest tugboat company, in the United States, probably the world, right, Whit?
Pretty much, yeah.
The guy, hey, Whit and I were around the guy, and always first-class guy, and had us over his house and do anything for all of us. Whit's writing this book about him after his death, and of course working with his son PB Candies, and
the family's doing the book. I mean, they want to have it done and done right. So it's like a year-long project, and it's something I'm really, really excited about. It's going to be. We're doing it to honor Paul and his history in racing, and at the same time, we're going to be telling the stories of those different eras of the sport. The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and through the 90s, and
the characters.
The characters like Donnie. Donnie might be in there if he's lucky. But it's going to be. It's just a cool project, and I'm honored that the family has entrusted to kind of put this all together.
Well, we'll get into that more in a minute. Before we do, I'm reading crew updates here on thefote.com, and what's the name of the book going to be?
I don't know. I don't know
too
yet.
Soon to know. Okay, good.
Something about Paul Candies, I'm sure.
There you go.
Something with the Candies name on it, I'm sure. But
absolutely.
Hey, Whit's been down here at the NHRA headquarters going through their photographic archive department, and it's quite a thing over there, huh, Whit?
It's very cool. Les Lovett was the NHRA photographer for many, many years, and good friend of mine. Back when I was a teenager, Donnie, when I first met you.
Wow.
You were one of my heroes. In fact, all you crew guys back then. Yeah.
Hey, go easy, Whit.
Yeah,
Tell
we're not
everybody
going to be able to get him out the door. His head's going to swell.
Drug, sex, and rock and roll back then.
Wait a minute, Whit. Wait a minute.
When did that change?
Wait.
I don't know when it changed.
Whit pulled up in a minivan tonight, folks.
Absolutely.
You didn't know that, okay?
A minivan?
Dodge minivan.
Well, listen.
Minivan.
We got to we got to move on. We got to move on. Before you start calling Whit a soccer mom, we have got one of the best drag racers in Southern California on the phone. Diana Might.
Let's go to line 1 and welcome Steve Sherman. Steve, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Well, hey, thanks for having me.
Steve, we're excited to have you on because you've got this weekend the last installment of your Match Race Madness at Barona, and it's a big deal. You guys have been packing the house.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. It seems like the racers and the spectators really, really enjoy the 2 out of 3 heads-up format.
And who do you have racing this weekend?
Well, if I had my act together, I'd have a big list of names for you.
But you don't.
I don't. But I can tell you this: we've got great pairings. A lot of Ford versus Chevy. We've got street racers from L.A. racing guys down in San Diego. We've got a couple of big rematches from the previous match race. That kind of thing. Everything from 7-second cars down to 4-second cars. Quite exciting.
And now this is this Saturday at Barona, one of the best hooking tracks in Southern California. And you and I talked a little bit about a week ago. And next year, I'm going to be one of your match racers.
Looking forward to having you. There's a big interest for like the 6-second door slammer. You pair 2 big door slammers together. It's quite a spectacular event, especially if you can put a Ford next to you, and what we like to do is we pair cars up that are within 1/10 of a second of each other, and the racing is great. I mean, the slower car can win with the whole shot, and it's just really exciting. The thing that's really taken off was the fact that you could pair cars up a month prior to the event, talk about it, share it with your coworkers, your family, your friends, and then all of a sudden you've got 40 of your best friends out there rooting for you, just having a good time.
Well, it sounds like a good deal. Now, how fast does a car have to be able to race you in a match race?
it better be pretty fast.
There you go. That's the right answer.
That's the right answer. Yeah.
Now, how do you
car
determine?
is a 5.5-second car, but most of them are right in that category, about 6 seconds.
Okay, Steve. So, how do you determine who you pair up with who? I mean, to make sure someone's not sandbagging or what have you. Make sure they're going all out.
That's a great question, and what I do is it's totally on the honor system, and we have yet to have anybody, take advantage of the rules. We pair cars up that we know are going to be compatible as far as a good race. What does the spectator want to see? Well, he wants to see Ford versus Chevy. He wants to see San Diego versus LA. And we talk about it on my Match Race Madness Facebook page until we can get confirmation that this is what's going on and this would be a good race. And then we post it. Okay? Now, for the group of cars that show up at Match Race Madness that want in the show, well, they're going to have a chance to make a couple time trials and come to our booth and say, look, my car goes, 620. Is there something compatible? What we'll do is we'll just check our notes and we'll say, okay, yeah, the 55 Chevy over there would be a great race. You guys both agree to do it, bam, you're in the show.
Now, Steve, I got a question for you. In the studio tonight, Whit Bazemore, he's on the show for the first time, and we told him you were going to call in, and he said, I've heard good things about that track. What's that Barona track like? What would you tell Whit Bazemore about the Barona drag strip to get him to come on down? And, well, I don't know if he's going to do any racing there, but,
book in some funny cars.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
be the next Orange County.
I can tell you this. We've got an 1/8-mile track with a 1/4-mile shutdown. So, to give you an idea, 200-mile-an-hour times speeds I've seen. You got to be thinking about the chute, obviously.
I never thought about it.
You guys have had fuel altereds down there running and jet cars, and it's a great hook and track. Look at Woody right here in the Corvette. Look at him pulling the wheels in that Corvette.
Oh, and a Speed Scene Live sticker, by the way, right at the front of the rocker.
There you go, Woody.
Well, that's why
you
got
much.
his picture on there.
Yeah.
There you go. One thing I can tell you about the track that really got me back into racing was just the atmosphere and the guys that run the track. They're racers. They understand what racers go through to bring their cars out there, and they just really make you feel comfortable and appreciated once you're there, which is really, really cool.
Steve, where can people go to get more info about Match Race Madness, which is this Saturday at Barona?
Well, I have a Facebook page, and then we're also on the Barona website and also on the Barona Facebook page. So those three things would be your easiest way to access things. You can also see a lot of cool videos on the Match Race page, along with pictures of the pairings. Great racing, I'll tell you. The average crowd at Barona is 200 or 300 spectators on a Saturday night. Well, we expect over 1,000 to come out and watch this stuff.
Nice. Well, Steve, thanks a lot for calling in. We'll keep in touch, and we'll look forward to coming down and racing and having a great time out there at the Barona Match Race Madness. And you know what? This weekend, this Saturday, everybody should head on down. It's your last option, the last chance to see some great drag racing this year.
Scott, one last thing closing, and I appreciate you having me on the show tonight.
Sure.
Once you've done this, you'll be hooked. I mean, the racers love it, the spectators love it, and my catchphrase is, Match Race Madness. There is no cure.
Yeah, I think we saw the Shermanator car, and of course that's what you have written, I think, down low on the bumper area somewhere, right, Steve?
Yeah, I have the Shermanator on the side of the car, but I put there is no cure on my air dam, so all the photographers can take a nice look at that.
Sounds great.
I can't. And one last thing, the one thing that's really, really exciting this go around is we added the street race format to where we can encourage street racers to come off the street, come down to the track, and race legally and safe. And what we'll do is we'll turn the clocks off because these guys are so fast, they don't want everybody to see how fast their cars are. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, the interest level is through the roof.
Nice. Talk to you later, Steve. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you go. Match Race Madness, Barona, California. it's a great track. Just about 3 miles down the road is the Verona Casino, so you can hit the buffet.
We've been there, Lucky. Really nice hotel. Great golf course.
And then there's some other drag racing guy that lives around there.
Some other guy. What's his name? Starts with the C or something?
Prudimani.
That French chef guy.
Yeah.
Prudhomme. That's him. Yeah. So that's cool.
Okay.
He's up a little farther north. You know, there's another real famous drag racer in that area, Randy Walls, Nostalgia Drag Racer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and
racer
when
to the
he's
start.
not on fire, he's watching Speed Scene Live.
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more to Whit Bazemore, find out more about his book, what is going on in his life, and Donnie's got some great stuff. We will come back with one of Donnie's videos from Pomona.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Robert Overholster, driver of the California Hustler, and you're watching Speed Scene Live.
For over half a century, Currie rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at CurrieEnterprises.com.
60 years. That's a long time for a company to do any one thing. Doing it right while sticking to your founding values. Now that takes hard work and dedication. For 60 years, Hedman's all-American workforce has been devoted to manufacturing the very best headers any team of craftsmen can build. That's 60 years of cutting, 60 years of bending, 60 years of welding, more than 2 million in all, and every set made right here at home. At Hedman Headers, we build all-American horsepower, then back it up for life. Hedman Headers, made in the USA.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Currie Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and TheFote.com.
Just when you had that chance, you thought you were going to be able to catch your breath, but no! We're back. I'm Bruce Barker. There's Diana Mite. Lucky Hudson is here. Donnie Couch is here. And Whit Bazemore is here. And, man, it's a packed house. Bob Beck's going to be in the studio as well. He's got a special report coming up tonight. And take it away, Donnie.
Hey, so we ran into Kyle Keck at Pomona, and his big wish was to get in a cackle car at the March meet in 2014, and he doesn't think he's going to be able to come out for that event, so we made quick arrangements with Speed Scene Live and some friends of mine, the Yankel dragster of Tom McEwen's, and put him in this dragster, wheelchair to the dragster. Hey, Donnie Couch here for Speed Scene Live. We get a lot of requests on the show, but I got one from Kyle Keck here. He wanted to sit in the Mongoose Top Fuel Dragster. Of course, he's with TeamKyleKeck.com. You can check that out on his website. And Kyle, you came all the way out here from Oklahoma, and you ready to cackle this baby?
Oh, I was born ready. I'm so ready to do this. The nitro, and just, it don't get no better than this. Just thank you for this opportunity, and I'm really thankful for this. So this is awesome.
Hey, well, we're thankful you're out here. He was a NASCAR fan, came to his first drag race, and he hasn't looked back. It's all about nitro now for Team Kyle Keck and his dad coming to all the races. So we're going to get him suited up, and we're going to cackle this baby right now on Speed Scene Live. Okay, Donnie Couch, Speed Scene Live. We're ready to cackle this Mongoose dragster for Kyle Keck, one of his big wishes. He came all the way out here from Oklahoma, hopped out of the wheelchair. He's in a Top Fuel dragster. Frank Beatty, let's start this baby.
right.
Hey, how was that? Team Kyle Keck, Speed Scene Live, one is his big request, and we got it done. We're going to get him out of the helmet and get an interview with him right now. Well, Kyle Keck, how's that smell of nitro?
Oh, it's awesome. And I just want to tell y'all, if you ever get an opportunity to cackle one of these cars, you need to do it.
Well, you got a bigger crowd here than Tony Schumacher out here.
I just want to thank y'all for coming out and supporting me. That's awesome. And thanks again, everybody.
Hey, that's Team Kyle Keck. Hey, you better turn around and get a shot of that crowd here because he's getting a bigger shot than the NHRA guys over there, Ken. Get a shot of him. Thanks for Speed Scene Live, everybody. Donnie Couch, Speed Scene Live, here at the old Mongoose McEwen Top Fuel Dragster, the Bainey and Rossi team, letting Kyle Keck get into the car and cackle it. Kyle coming all the way from Oklahoma, steps out of his hot rod here that he's normally operating. Right, Kyle? How was it?
It was great, and this hot rod don't have near the power that did. So,
well, I could talk to the team over here, your new friends, and we can maybe put that motor in.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I don't know if we can make the first round, but we'll try.
Oh, we'll try. We'll try. We'll do the best we can. But
hey, so listen, big day for Kyle Keck, and you can catch him on his website, teamkylekeck.com, and help this guy out. And he goes to a lot of races. We converted him from a NASCAR fan. He's all nitro now, folks. Kyle Keck.
Nice. Oh, what a great interview, Donnie. Great job. And Whit, you don't often get a chance to see this type of interaction in other types of racing. But in drag racing, this is something you've seen a lot in your past few years in your career as a driver.
Yeah, it's since I've stopped racing in 06, some of the best memories I have is interacting with the fans, and some of the best fans are people like Kyle that have a disability or have some issue, and they get so much out of it. And I got to say, to have a guy like Kyle actually McEwen's old dragster and have Donnie, it's incredible what Donnie did for him. It's that's really special, and that's what our sport is. At the end of the day, winning races and all that stuff it's kind of important, but at the end of the day, that's the stuff that you take with you that means the most.
You know, it's a
good job, Donnie.
Donnie, great job, and it looked like the crowd was really supportive, and it looked like Kyle just had a great day.
Yeah, it was a pretty emotional time, and like I said, he requested that, and we just made it happen, and it feels good. Especially it's Thanksgiving and all, you know, and to have a kid like that, I love that kid, man. I'd do anything for him. But, you know, we did the next interview coming up is with one of Whit's buddies, you know.
His buddies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get the
we go way back.
We got John Force coming up. We caught up with him after the World Final.
Well, before you play that, I just got to say that, Whit, you know, I loved it when you and John Force were racing each other. And, you know, recently Warren Johnson came out with some comments about the state of NHRA, and people were saying, oh, I can't believe that Warren said that. But you were actually one of the first guys that came out that spoke your mind, that said stuff like, well, yeah, I could win, too, if you give me 3 more funny cars. Give me that budget.
I never
kick his
said
ass.
that. No.
Yeah, you know what? No one else had the balls to actually come out and say what you said. And we used to love to watch the races just to see what you were going to say, because it was always so much off the cuff and unexpected. And we miss that, because there's not enough people out there that have the cojones to say it like it is.
Especially to John Force.
Yeah.
Nobody says anything to John Force. And here you were sitting in a chair going, well, yeah, he ain't so great. You know, jeez, I could kick his butt.
Hey, and he did. You know, Whit won like 20 events, and two of them which were the U.S. Nationals, the
That's
biggest
huge.
races of the year.
Yeah.
So Whit's got that under his belt. Drove a lot of cars, had his own car for a while, and, you know, struggled with that, with budgeting and everything, and finally got to drive with Alan Johnson and teamed up with Gary Selzy, was driving the Top Fuel car. In fact, Dar Hawthorne put a T-shirt he had, sweatshirt, was autographed by you, had your logo on the back, Selzy's on the front.
Cool.
So, you know, John Force, I think he's still getting under his skin. I know you did a skit
we could.
ESPN recently.
Well, hey, let's check out John Force's interview with Donnie Couch.
Hey, Donnie Couch at Speed Scene Live. 16-time champion John Force here. John, he battled hard today, but Matt Hagan pulled it out.
Well, we locked up the championship. Yeah, we really wanted that final round. Hagan's a good kid, drove hard for Schumacher. 47 lights, both of us. I cheated a little bit on the light, like I always do, and the kid's really good. But he outrun us, but I'm proud of Jimmy Prock. He's got this thing swinging for the fence. He said it didn't run the way he wanted it, but I thought it ran awesome because it gave the fans a show.
Of course, you did a big crew chief change during the middle of the season. That was kind of risky, but it turned out it was good for you and the rest of the team. You guys share the information?
Well, we did that because possibly I'd have to go to Top Fuel next year. And if I did that, I wanted to be with the team, and Jimmy would be my lead to go to Top Fuel. He's done this before. My dragster with Dean Antonelli and John Mellon ran 78s, ran pretty good. Didn't win the race, but went to the semi. So, hey, the Lord's good to me and the sponsors. I've got to find corporate America. I'm chasing them now, and Father Time's chasing me. But who cares? We're gonna have some fun.
Well, Father Time ain't chasing it too bad. 16-time champion John Force here on Speed Scene Live.
I know this guy.
You do?
I know this guy.
You do? When?
This guy.
We met before?
This guy is world famous.
We met before?
Stuff I can't even tell you that he does.
Hey, family show.
Wait, is this
family show.
I know that.
Yeah, our fun. Hey, your buddy.
There
John
you go.
Force,
Someone else talking about the old days, huh?
I'm trying to stir
What are
it
you
up
hiding?
like
What are you hiding?
You should
Tell
have
us about
seen
the old days.
You should have seen how nervous he was when Don Perdome started saying, "You know, Donnie, I remember you with a couple girls in that truck." Oh, hey.
Wife's watching. The wife's watching.
He's like a cat in a room full
That
of
was all.
rocking chairs.
That was all pre-marriage, right, Donnie?
Oh yeah. All that was.
Your teenage years.
That's back when Whit was driving.
Right.
Oh,
We need to get you back out here, Whit.
Yeah, well.
yeah.
Huh?
Well,
Stir it up a little.
Stir it up.
Come on.
You know, we want to
I know
make it
you're calling
exciting.
Don Schumacher probably once a month.
Once a year.
Oh, once a year?
Truthfully, once a year.
Yeah,
but
well,
it's
you gotta
not
throw
happening.
your name in the bucket,
It's
right?
not happening. Exactly.
Yeah, well, hey, we wish it was happening out there, but what are you going to do?
It's that stuff right there that you know you don't miss.
That's you, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, that's 95 at Topeka.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Shucking the old body off. You did that a few times,
A
tuning
little
those things,
bit,
didn't you?
Well, yeah, but
It's part of the game.
Well, for me, I took care of the driver. I always put the fire bottle on a timer.
I like that. My kind of crew chief.
Never seen
right
a
there.
crew chief get burnt yet.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Now we've got Hot Rod Bob back coming up real soon, but Donnie, do you have any coverage from the sand drags at that was just recently down at the Saboba Casino? And I know, man, there was a lot of people talking about the camera crew out there.
We got one with Billy Morris here. It's second time in a Top Fuel car, and of course his crew chief is Jake Sanders. We all know him from the Mr. Explosive funny car. His dad, Mark Sanders, and we ran into him and John Wirtz out at Saboba, and pretty good little action out there. Had a lot of fun, a lot of different hot rods out there, and some good hospitality. So here's Billy Morris.
That looked fast and it looked dirty.
Well,
but,
that was the clip by Dar Hawthorne. The other clip we're looking for is second time in a Top Fuel warm-up.
Second time in a Top Fuel warm-up.
Yeah, that one, Dar actually put the camera on the guardrail.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Can you do that?
Well, okay. Let's see if we got it here.
Okay.
All right. We're not going to black.
There we go. Preparations made here at Saboba for Top Fuel action. Billy Morris, of course, riding two classes, Top Eliminator and now in Top Fuel. Of course, Larry Miner's equipment every 3 runs. They prep the track, which is a little different for us drag racers, but maybe we can get NHRA to do that. We'll talk to Dar Hawthorne later about that. He can talk to Steve Gibbs, somebody, I'm just saying. But here we go. Top Fuel action. Billy Morris pulling up. He's going to be in the right lane. Former Tony Schumacher car, under the influence, Top Fuel dragster. He's going up at an alcohol competitor, David Morton. Billy Morris car. Top Fuel action comes to life here. Jake Sanders, the crew chief, along with John Wirtz. That car's sounding pretty good here tonight, folks. You're going to see some flames. The sun's going down. Saboba Indian Casino. Top Fuel action here. They're going to run 300 feet. Pretty exciting stuff for Billy Morris. Second race he's ever been in a Top Fuel car, doing a great job here this weekend. Sounds pretty good down there. Jake Sanders says, hey, Billy, pull it on up to the line. Of course, no burnout, so roll into the pre-stage area. Running a Top Alcohol dragster in the other lane. Sounds pretty good here. Saboba Indian Casino, Top Fuel action, under the lights. Sun's going down. We're going to see some serious flames and a lot of dirt flying, but hopefully we'll be under safe cover here, me and Ken. We'll be waiting downstream in a blind like Marlon Perkins. But here we go. Jake Sanders, final adjustments being made. Top Alcohol dragster, pre-stage. Jake Sanders says, take it on in there, Billy. Billy rolls it in there. He's pre-staged. Staged. Billy rolls it in. Here we go. Wow, 248 to a 253. Great racing action under the lights here. Header flames, everything standing out. 248 for Billy. Great run out here in Top Fuel action. Of course, it's still qualifying. But Billy taking the #1 spot out here tonight.
Hey, Whit, have you ever done any sand drags?
Never have. No.
Have you even seen it in person?
No, I've not.
You got to get out a little more often. There's a whole world out there.
There is.
People,
Me and the rest of America probably need to go see the sand drags, but it looks pretty cool, actually.
You got no burnouts, you got no oil downs, and you don't worry about keeping the car clean because it's just going to get dirty.
It's going to be dirty.
Exactly.
Doing good. Exactly. Cool.
Hey, speaking of getting dirty in the dirt, Hot Rod Bob Beck has got some gas for us. Bob, you were out at the NHRA Museum recently.
I got to MC the NHRA's OCIR reunion at the museum this last week. We have a cast of characters you would not believe. John Force was there, and I tell you what, he made the panel into a roast. He had Don Perdome blushing. It was an amazing night.
Dang.
We had all the players that made Orange County Raceway what it was. The only one that would have been nice to have, unfortunately he's under the weather pretty bad, is Larry Huff. But we had guys that were part of the original OCIR expansion from the 64 funny cars to Top Fuel cars. Don Perdome was on the panel. Ed Pink's on the panel. We had McEwen. We had Ivo. Had Roland Leong. Steve Gibbs. He was the competition director for NHRA. He was there. John Force stole the show. I'll tell you what. He came up there, and he was just flat amazing.
That's the exact same thing Whit Bazemore said. John Force stole the show.
Yeah. Yeah, he did that all right. I mean, he turned the panel from a discussion to a roast, and no one was safe. It didn't matter if they were in their seats or on the panel. It got fun. It got to the point where after a while, John would just say, "Okay, back to you."
Whit could have stole the show if he had 3 cameras.
3 cameras? Yeah. Would have been quicker.
I'm glad I didn't go to that thing.
Yeah.
I was going to go, but I heard Force was going to be there, so I did something else.
You did something else, yeah. We had a packed house with a lot of people talking about the good old days of OCIR, and a lot of information came out that I wasn't even aware of. The original lease on OCIR was 55 years. They should have still been running, but they got into a kind of a discussion regarding the original plans to put shops underneath the bleachers. It didn't happen, but to get out of the contract, they cut the time down. It was still available for OCIR to last. Charlie Allen ran it. You had a bunch of different guys there managing the track. The original guys bailed out after just a few years. OCIR went for quite a number of years, and it was a premier track. It was the track that everything else started mirroring after that. Charlie Allen took the same basic plans and went down to Phoenix and set up Firebird for a number of years. Of course, the tower was a lot different, but the basic concept of the facility was the same. Now, there's Charlie in all his glory standing in front of the tower.
Hello, I'm Charlie.
I'm Charlie Allen. And yeah, well, that was only during the Fox Hunt nights. But they had all sorts of things going on there at Orange County International Raceway. They had the bug-ins. They had funny cars. They had fuel cars. They had a road course. And a lot of the SCCA guys used to run that. And that's a picture of the old OCIR track from above. Now, the next picture you can see the picture on the right. That is what happened to it. That's what it is now.
So the black stripe is where the track was.
Right, and you can see the freeway kind of encroached on it.
Yeah, just a little bit. Now, is it industrial then across the right where the black stripe is?
No, it's a lot. It's shops. It's homes. It's a big money maker for the Irvine Company in Orange County with taxes, and that's what forced it out. Of course, was just the amount of revenue. The people also complained about the noise. Whit.
That track was just. As a kid growing up on the East Coast, you read about places, and that track was just world famous. And me personally, I was lucky enough to go there in 1981 as a photographer working for Winston, 81, 82, 83, the last couple of years, and actually drove by it the other day. And just, like you're driving on the freeway and you're looking over there trying to figure out where exactly the track was.
Yeah,
it's just sad. One of those sad, it's just the world we live in, but what a cool place.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to run a bracket car there a few times, and bugs. I went down for the bug in a lot, and I ran my 54 Merc there when I was in the service. Used to come up from Riverside to race there. I never did beat anybody. The car used to get timed with a sand clock. But it was fun. And Orange County Raceway, that was the place to go. That was the high-tech track. And one of the things that did come up that no one was able to discuss or really figure out was, what was the secret sauce on the nachos? I mean, we've got Hans Jacobs been able to duplicate it somewhat. But that was one of the big questions. Donnie knows what the sauce was.
No, I don't know what the sauce was. I just want to say that I won the last World Finals there with Trip Shoemake in Billy Myers' 7-Eleven car out there. The late, great Trip Shoemake, which
there you go.
His daughter's writing a book about her dad right now.
Well, actually, I texted her today about that book. Yeah, it's cool.
Got her number, did you?
I do have her number.
Nice.
Good.
Beautiful little gal.
Yeah. She was a cute baby. In fact, I saw a picture of her the other day. in the archives at NHRA.
Don't date yourself with
her mom, Susie. Oh, I know. No, I was looking at the archives.
Okay.
The archives. Yeah.
Good clarification on that.
Way before my time, dude.
This
way
is
before.
This is an episode of Predator.
Yeah, no. But no, she is doing a book on Tripp, and that's I can't wait for that to come out. It's going to be cool.
Yeah,
very cool. Good for her.
All right, so we had a great time. We had a lot of bench racing, a lot of the who's who that made Orange County Raceway so popular. The guys that raced there, the guys that sponsored, the guys that did the commercials, John Force in all his glory. And what's happening down at the museum now is they're doing events like this to try and help keep the NHRA museum open. And they do have some funding, but special events like this are happening on a monthly basis. In next month, Donnie, you might want to do this, although we got to see the Snake and Mongoose movie when it was premiered here in L.A. They're going to have the last big screen showing of the Snake and Mongoose movie on December 14th at the museum.
Oh, is that right? And then it's just available on DVD, that's it?
It'll become available on DVD at that point, but after that, but the last big screen showing, December 14th at the NHRA Motorsports Museum at Pomona.
You know, Bob, these are great events because it gives an opportunity for fans and everybody to get up close and personal, talk to people involved in drag racing, and hear stuff that maybe they wouldn't necessarily say when all the cameras and the media are around.
Oh, that's definitely what happened, especially when John started talking.
Imagine that.
Yeah, you notice we don't have the sound going right now.
Did he mention Whit? Did he mention Whit by name?
Which time?
You know what? I'm thinking you're talking about doing all these fundraisers and trying to keep the museum up and running. I mean, doesn't NHRA have a boatload of money, and why don't they just contribute some to keep that museum up and running? I mean, I don't want to be, kick a dead horse or anything, but damn, it's the museum that has the history of NHRA, and if we let this go by the wayside, what good is NHRA, period?
Well, NHRA does fund a lot of the museum. AAA does as well. It's been other people do as well. But they're still looking for additional funds. Pomona is not a cheap place to be.
And, of course, all comments and opinions of Dynamite are the sole property of Dynamite and not affiliated with Speed Scene Live or Donnie Couch Productions.
No, definitely
or Whit Bazemore. Don't include me in Whit.
It's not Whit's fault.
We still go to the races.
Yeah. And we can make our own enemies.
We still got to get in the gate.
You know what? I'm just thinking it's a wonderful museum. I've been there multiple times. I'd like to see it there for future generations, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be funded properly.
And they're working on it.
There
Anyway,
you go. Wow.
I'm Bob Beck. You've got gas tonight on Speed Scene Live. Have a good evening, everybody, and more to come.
Man, we should switch Diana to decaf.
Wow.
She's wound up tonight, folks.
Well, now, when it comes to something that, I don't know. I won't even go into politics.
Look,
Let's not go there.
She's
okay?
passionate about that. That would be a good thing to spend money on.
Yeah.
And, drag racing, there's an incredible, colorful, and fantastic history.
Absolutely.
The tradition. Whit, that's probably what got you involved in the first place. When you went to the track and you saw all this stuff going on, is that what first sort of energized you about drag racing?
No. For me, I was a kid growing up in Atlanta, and I don't know what it was, but it was.
It was the need for speed.
7 or 8 years old, and just
you didn't you got tired of fishing,
fuel cars, and built models, and finally was able to go to the races. And actually the first car I ever saw race was Tom McEwen in '77, I think, and you were probably working for him then, which is
I remember
somewhat ironic. And
I remember.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Can I please have an autograph, please?
Donnie, you were 10 when you started that, right?
Yeah.
I think Donnie was the guy who actually had the first interaction with Whit that said, "Get out of my way, kid."
Probably so. I was a pain in the ass back then, for sure. But all the fun.
What do you mean back then?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying. Let's talk to John Force and some of the other racers. That hey, at least you were a character out there, and we enjoyed the interviews.
We did.
No cookie cutter interview over here with Mr. Bazemore.
And
that's
we
why
miss
we
it.
love him.
That's right.
We
That's
miss
right.
that.
I never punched him out either, so don't accuse me.
Not yet. Night's still young.
Jeez.
Tough crowd.
Should I go sit over there? I'll go sit
Come
there.
on, Whit.
No.
Dynamite.
Now,
like
Whit,
that name too. Dynamite.
That's right, baby. Dynamite comes in a little package, but a bucks, a big wallop.
Oh, really?
Now,
how about that, Donnie? This is
we go to commercial.
Watch out,
You're
Donnie.
a crowd, dude.
Yeah, yeah, tough crowd.
Donnie's losing control of the show.
Man,
Where's that margarita
that's
mixer when you
wrong.
need it,
Yeah.
damn it?
Yeah, what happened?
Hey, Bruce.
Another round of martinis, please.
Donnie was at Soboba Sand Drags and got a chance to meet Bryant Layton, our off-road correspondent. Great guy. He's on thefo.com, and it was Donnie's first time meeting him at the event. Let's check it out.
Here's a first for Speed Scene Live. Donnie Couch and Brian Layton finally get to meet each other, and we're on the show together.
I know, the last year or so has been great, all the interviews you guys are doing out the drag races, and hey, you got a dirt drag race going on, so of course I'm going to be here. It's right by my house, so it's great to finally meet you, man.
Well, Brian, you normally cover all the off-road stuff for Speed Scene Live, but it's the first time you're here at the sand races, as is us. We've never been out here. I would have figured you'd been out here before.
You know what? I've actually been around the area when they've been here. They come a couple times a year here to Soboba, which is a great, Indian reservation, great casino and everything like that. And you hear them. And I actually had my daughter's grandfather's got a friend that's racing, and he was like, hey, come on, let's go out there. So, met him out here today and watching the sand drags, and I can't believe how fast these guys are going in dirt. It's amazing.
Well, we can't believe how fast they're going in 300 feet, plus the quality of the cars we're seeing out there, the Jeeps and the dragsters, and people putting a lot of money in these things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't even know where to start with this. I'm looking at these paddle tires on these, big old, Goodyears, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. These things are, like, going 140-plus miles an hour in a football field. I would be scared. Drag racing scares me. I'll admit it. Give me the desert. I'll do 140 across the desert, no problem. 3-foot whoops. But you put me on a straightaway, especially in dirt, and you want to go that fast, that quickly, I'm not doing it.
I don't know. He already scared Lucky, put him in an off-road truck, and Lucky made it about 3 miles and panicked and wanted out. So
I think his hair was tangling.
His hair? Yeah, so. Yeah. The rubber band came out or something. So anyway. Donnie Couch, he's Brian Layton. Speed Scene coverage from Soboba Casino, right? We hadn't even made it over the casino yet. And I'm sure there's a bar there, right, Brian?
I heard there might be a bar there, so we're going to check it out. I did ride the Harley in, so can't have too many. We're going to check out the bar and have a beer together.
All right, we'll report on the bar section of this event later on, but back to you in the studio.
Hey, Donnie, you mentioned that you ran into a drag racer out there that both you and Whit Bazemore are familiar with.
Yeah, I ran into Larry Miner. Of course, he won the Funny Car Championship with Cruz Petragon and Top Fuel Championship with Gary Beck and Dick LaHaye. Ed McCullough won the IHRA Funny Car Championships, and he started in sand racing and then came into drag racing and then just kind of went away. He was a great racer, spent a lot of money, had a lot of success, and he's back to doing his sand racing now.
And probably still farming potatoes, right?
No, he said he gets up, farms every day. He's still doing the potato gig, and
we're not talking about like a little farm with a couple potatoes. We're talking about like
he owns all of him, that type of deal.
All the potatoes in this country probably came from Larry Miner.
Yeah. So we ran into him. Bruce, if you could spool that up for us.
You got it, buddy. Here it is.
Donnie Couch for Speed Scene Live. Look who we find at Soboba Sand Races, our old friend Larry Miner. Larry, we all know you from drag racing, but this is your roots right here.
Donnie, if we was over at the trailer, I'd show you, I got a little thing on my door. It says the Wheels of Life. And it shows you starting out in a baby buggy, and then you graduate up and you go through the bicycles, tricycles, and cars, and then you end up in when you're old age, you're back in a wheelchair. Well, I started out, before I did drag racing, I started out sand racing. So this is kind of where I started, just a mile or so down the riverbed here. And, I don't drive anymore myself, but I have a car. I enjoy coming out here. It kind of gets me away from my work. And, this is where I started. And I have a lot of fun out here and helping these guys put this race on. And also, I have a lot of fun building some of these sand cars for these Jeep guys. So,
well, of course, Larry Miner, Top Fuel Championships with Gary Beck, Dick LaHaye, Funny Car Championships, Cruz Petragon, and with Ed McCullough, IHRA champion. You got a lot of championship trophies, but a lot of people don't know you drove the Baja 1000, won it twice. In what kind of car?
Well, I started out, I was just a young punk kid around the valley here, and we did a lot of the four-wheel drive stuff with the Hemet Jeep Club. And so Rod Hall and I, we decided, let's run the Mexican 1000. This is in 1967. So we had a CJ 5 Jeep with a V6 in it. We entered that race, and the very first race was in 67. It took us 31 hours. We were first in class, 7th overall. And, we said, maybe we can do this thing. Well, next year, that was the year Ford came out with the Bronco. Well, Bill Strop came out to him and he says, I want you to drive a Bronco for me. So I started driving Broncos for Bill Strop, and we won 1,068 and 69 overall. And then after that, we won the Mint 400, the Stardust 711. We won them all. We were pretty lucky. I did that for 10 years, and I got into the drag racing thing. But dirt's always been part of my life.
Well, hey, I'm Donnie Couch for Speed Scene Live, and what a pleasure running across Larry Miner, big supporter of this sand racing out here. Of course, we're seeing your equipment, prep the track and everything. Larry, thank you for being on Speed Scene Live.
Okay, one other thing is this Donnie Couch guy. He was the crew chief for Eddie Hill.
Yeah.
Right? At Eddie Hill, we were at the Mile High Nationals, and I had Eddie Hill in the final, and Donnie was the crew chief, and Eddie Hill couldn't back up. He couldn't get his car into reverse, and I won the race.
That's right. That's right. But
it's
hey,
good seeing Donnie out here. So
yeah, we have a lot of history together. Larry Miner, one class act here, folks. Of course, nice interview with Larry Miner. His equipment, he brings it down here, helps prep the track, which they do quite often here at the sand races, about every 3 or 4 runs. So Larry Miner donating that, getting behind all these people here at the sand races at Saboba Indian Casino. I'm Donnie Couch for Speed Scene Live, and we're having a blast in the sand.
Nice. Great job, Donnie. Larry Miner is a legend and all kinds of racing. Didn't you even say you were talking about the Baja racing and NHRA, and it's amazing that he is so legendary, but when you do an interview with him like that, he seems like such a nice laid-back guy.
Well, he said he's still on the farm every day growing potatoes, and he has a company and they build Jeeps. They build about 80 Jeeps for people, and the one he runs out there now is pretty much an alcohol funny car, and he has Bob DeVore tuning it, and it's got a Jeep body. So a lot of interesting cars out there. And Hathcock were out there and really had a great time at the sand races. It won't be the last time.
When you say running it, is he actually driving it, or is he just the owner?
Well, he doesn't drive anymore. He's I guess, eating a lot of potatoes. You get large, so it couldn't fit in the car, so he's got another driver.
He could make a car fit him.
What a great man, though. What a great guy.
Great personality, sweet, down to earth. It's the people that we love in drag racing act exactly that way, and that's why we love drag racing so much.
Yeah. Well, you had a chance to talk to Brian Layton out there, and I guess Brian Layton did an interview with somebody that was out there too, huh?
Yeah, well, we talked about there's a bar at the casino, so I figured, hey, I'm going to go to the bar, have a drink, let's put Bryant to work.
Nice.
So here we go.
All right, out here at Saboba Casino for my first time out here at the Sand Drags, here with Daniel King, who, is a friend of a friend. Daniel, tell us a little bit about your program here.
Well, this is 300-foot sand drag racing. What we run is an A-fuel car. It's a 4-cylinder turbocharged, and we've got some top fuel cars out here, top alcohol. We're about the 4th class now, A-fuel.
Nice. Tell me a little bit about your car. How much power is this, this car pushing?
This car on straight alcohol, they dynoed them at 1,000. We got a little bit of nitrous on there, so we're trying to get 12, 13.
And what kind of times are you guys running out there?
This morning we ran a 298 at 104. We've run the quickest 276 at 118.
Wow. And, you guys it's you and your dad and your grandpa. Tell us a little bit about the family history with you guys doing the sand drags.
My grandpa started racing. I think he went to the first race in Pismo. He ran a CJ5 Jeep, and he started sand drag racing then, and that was probably in the late 60s. He went from Jeep to a sand buggy, and then we went to a sand dragster and all that. So I've been coming out here my entire life.
And you guys do everything pretty much in-house. You guys build the chassis, you guys do the motors, everything like that. And what's it like, building everything with your dad and your grandpa?
Oh, well, that's the best part. I mean, you know, I go over every Saturday to my grandpa's house, you know, and we work on the motor, we work on whatever, and get to go racing, you know.
Nice. And tell us a little bit, you got some sponsors out there? Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
We got a few sponsors. Potter Machine helps us out with the motor a little bit, and Lucas Oil on some oil, so, you know, we got a couple in there.
Now, do you guys ever want to, like, maybe go up to the next class or anything like that, or are you guys happy where you're at right now?
I like to keep it running with my grandpa. You know, he's 76. My dad's 56. So running with them, I'd like to get into top alcohol, but I get kind of worried with them having to start me up and stuff like that. So we just stay in this class. But eventually, one day, I like to get up there.
Now, we watched you guys earlier today, and it seems like the races I watched, you blew away the competition. How's everything running for this weekend?
We're doing good. We like to go a little bit faster, though. We're trying out a new fuel system, and we want to tune it down a little bit and get a little quicker. So we like to get a little quicker, at least get in the 280s.
Very nice. Well, good luck to you out there today and hopefully tomorrow, too. And hopefully we'll see you out there on the podium.
All right. Thank you.
Wow, well, that was a mouthful, huh? I mean, you know what? Bryant never ceases to amaze us. And, you know, we want to give everybody a little information on what Whit is doing these days. He's a much calmer, mellower person. And I think because he gets all that energy out riding bicycles up in Oregon. Beautiful country. Whit, tell us a little bit about what you're doing up there.
Well, I'm racing my bike now, which it's strictly an amateur and no doping yet.
Okay, good.
So I don't win.
That's a plus.
But it's a lot of fun, and it's actually so different than drag racing and
more physical.
Way more physical, and you know, so it's a challenge that I really enjoy. But live in Bend, Oregon, it's
beautiful.
So far removed from drag racing. Like, there's no car culture there at all.
Well, Madras is just a jump, hop, and a skip away from Bend. You can go to Madras.
I think they have a drag strip.
They do.
There.
They have an 8
little
mile.
Tiny one. And,
we've been there. We've been there.
Asked, you know, several times. Oh, do you race in Madras? No.
Yeah.
No,
good people out there in Madras. You should just stop by and say, hey, Diana Might said hi.
Probably could.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You know, I'm just not into it that much anymore, truthfully.
All right.
If it's not a fuel car going 300 or something.
Oh, come on. Don't give me that.
You're into the bicycle thing now, and you do a lot of that in that area.
Wouldn't you be? I mean, that's him crawling out of the car.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you switch to bicycles?
Yeah,
Watch this run. That would put me on bicycles real quick.
Tell us about Ride Cycle Tours.
Well, it's a high-end cycling tour business I started a couple of years ago with a business partner of mine, and we're getting that off the ground. And basically, we take people on high-end vacations, cyclists.
What does that consist of?
Consists of riding your bike a lot during the day and then staying.
Do I have a nice bed and bath, and breakfast, or whatever to go to at nighttime?
Great food, all that good stuff. Yeah, super fun.
Am I going to be riding on the street, on the road, in the mountains? Where am I going to be riding that bicycle?
It's a road cycling tour business, but we go on off the beaten path all around the country. Going to expand to go hopefully to Mallorca in a year or two. And
where's Mallorca?
Off the coast of Spain.
Wow,
it's right next to your Yorka.
Your Yorka, but
now do you have to be?
It's a different world than drag racing. It really is, but it's fun. And
do you have to be a seasoned cyclist, or can just anybody jump?
There you are.
Now, you have to be halfway fit.
That me and Dar could go on the tour.
There's our website. So
I would almost pay to have Donnie go on a tour just to see him in spandex.
Oh God, no.
You probably don't want to see Donnie in spandex. I haven't.
You might want to call.
Actually, Lycra is the proper term.
You might want to call 911 and tell them to be at mile marker 1.
Donnie, you could ride a little bit.
I got a bike.
If it doesn't have a motor on it, I don't think Donnie's going to get on a bike. Yeah, it has to have a motor. Key, turn, gasoline, then Donnie will go.
It's so weird. Donnie has a beach cruiser with a fire bottle on it. I don't know.
But it does.
It has to.
On a timer, too, probably, right?
Now I see where Force gets upset.
So this is your...
I'm just saying, you're not that far away from me, Will.
No, I'm not. Getting further away.
No, come on.
And the drag race, the racing is drag racing. I do miss it, I really do. And the people and the fans and the whole thing. And, fighting with Johnny.
Yeah.
that was fun.
Good TV.
I loved it, and he's a friend now. I mean, it's all good. I get asked that a lot. Are you and Forrest buddies? I think we are.
John is a great
my phone
guy.
call.
He's great for drag racing. I've got nothing but the utmost respect. But the two of you sort of foiled off of each other in a great way that I think it didn't create controversy. It just created interest.
It was a dynamic between the two of you, and it played well on TV.
It did, and I think we were always the underdog, and personally, I hated to lose. It didn't matter to who, but I worked really hard to get under his skin, and it no, truthfully, and it worked to our favor because he has a temper, and when you can play that card, it worked to our advantage, and it doesn't mean to race wins all the time. But I think he beat me 100 times. I might have beaten him like 10, something like that. But it was still fun.
Ask the Petragon brothers about his temper.
Well,
they were glad when you were there. It took pressure off of them.
Absolutely. But I miss that, and I think the sport misses it.
Now, if your book becomes a big success, you've got an upcoming book about Paul Candies coming up. If that becomes a huge financial success, is there any possibility that you might be sponsoring John Force Racing in the near future?
He's looking for a
he's
sponsor
looking for
right
a
here.
deal.
Yeah.
Corporate sponsor.
Corporate America he's looking for. But, the book is actually, it's going to be very limited. Most drag racing books are maybe 25,000, maybe 50,000 copies. Mm-hmm. We're doing 1,000, maybe 2,000 copies.
Wow.
And it's for the Candies family.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there'll be some for sale, but not a lot.
You already have a publishing company that's working with you and so forth?
We do.
Okay,
yes.
Great.
Well, we're at the top of the hour. Whit, it's been great having you on the show. You've been really a great guest. One more time, what's the website of your cycling company?
It's ridecyclingtours.com.
There you go.
Yep. And if you guys out there don't know how beautiful Central Oregon is, where this is out of, Bend, Oregon is one of the most beautiful areas. There's Mount Bachelor out there. It has all the seasons. It's a wonderful place to go to. Check out this website. You know what? I'm sure you can hit Whit up on Facebook or contact him through this website. Get some information from him. And, if you want to get active, hey, lose a couple pounds. Right, Donnie? Go on this.
Right, Donnie?
I have my website, eatmorepumpkinpie.com, and I'll be showing you how to. I take you on a tour at Marie Callender's.
Donnie's website is
drinkmoremargaritas. Donnie likes tequila.
Pumpkin pie. Just the season, right?
He actually was involved with Drink Hard Racing up until he said, they don't really drink as hard as I would like them to.
And they lose their teeth.
There is that.
There is that thing.
Yeah.
Donnie,
trailer hitches.
Thanks for coming in. Want to thank you also, Hot Rod Bob Beck, for doing a great deal on the OCIR reunion. And Diana Might, it's great to have you back on the show again, too.
Lucky, it's always great to be had.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
By you, sweetie.
What's your website?
Her website is Speed Scene Live.
Speed Scene Live.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight, everybody. It's been a hoot and a half. Man, it's a little bit of Larry Price coming in there. Mm-hmm. Hey, we're gonna do this right now. The encore presentation of the show comes up next. We want to remind you that drive safe through the holiday season. It's going to be, of course, a short one with Thanksgiving coming up, and we'll do this whole big reminder again. But hope you have a great, happy Thanksgiving, and the whole crew here is going to join us all again with you, God willing, next Tuesday night right here at Speed Scene Live. Hope you have a great week, everybody. Good night.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoe.com.